Hello everyone, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's evening here, it's nearly 8 o'clock, or it probably is about 8 here in Adelaide now. I was going to come on earlier, but I got caught up in a movie, kind of like a sci-fi action called Delete. Yeah, it was quite interesting, about AI technology taking over the world. But the world got saved in the end, all because of some young dude who was a hacker. Excuse me. I actually did a video last night, and I was quite appalled, really, in it. Yeah, it took me ages. I was having a really hard time embellishing things, and I really didn't have much in the way of conversation, less than what I normally have, and I was clearly struggling to get through the video, and I knew the whole time that I was doing it that it wasn't quite, really not the best, and that made me struggle even more. So I did edit it this morning, but because it was such a long video, and I did take pieces out, I did speed up certain areas, and I still couldn't get it down to even an hour. And out of it all, I really didn't make much, which is not unusual for me, you know that. But what I did make, I was not overly happy with. But I'm going to be transparent, and I will show you what I did make. I have got these, I've got given some envelope, I can talk properly, I can, really, envelope templates by a friend, thank you Sandy, and I picked out 2 or 3, or 4, and I embellished 3 of them, and this is the one that I didn't get to, so we'll do that today. And I had one journal card that I really didn't need to do anything to, but I did a couple of things. And I had, a while back, I had folded some scrapbook paper into a trifold and put them in my what's in my box, my to-do box, to embellish and make them into something. And so I did 3 of those. So anyway, that is the one I did last night, and this one is a pocket. It's got pockets in it for cards, tags. Probably could really only fit some tags in there, maybe some ephemera and that, but there's no journal spot in there. You could write on this section, and you could write on the back because it's quite plain. So that's that one. I'll do it up after because I'm all fingers and thumbs. So I'll do that one up after, and the other 2 I did just before. So that's one that I did these just before I came on, just so I could show you. And these 2 I have just put, they're the same but no pockets. They've just got tea dyed paper in them, so they're like a hidden journaling spot, both of them. And I've just embellished them. So that's those two. So that's 3 things, and then I did 2 of the envelopes, and I was struggling with these. I didn't really know what to do with them. Pretty colours, but yeah, I was really quite not happy with them. I will use them. They'll go in a journal. I did do this one, but I had to delete it out of the video that I edited because it's upside down, because the video was so long. But even taking this whole section out, it was still about an hour and 10 minutes. So yeah, a little bit happier with that one, but not a whole lot. So that's the 3 envelopes that I did. And this is the 1 journal card. Now this card came in a, like, you know, a card making pack, postcard making pack or something like that, with other bits and pieces. So it's shiny cardstock. And all I did was, I didn't have to do really anything to it, but I just stapled that on, and this is a sticker. So I've just done a wrap around, and I've put writing paper on the back, and that's that. So the other things that I pulled out of my box, that's the other envelope. These pieces are from a masterboard, and there's some pockets and a journal card, I suppose, and tags. Right, so we're going to try and do something with those. And I've got 2 of these. So I've never had these before. Thank you so much, Sandy, for these. These are time cards. So I'm going to do something with those. And I've got a whole heap of book pages that I had used for glue, and the glue's all dried up now, so I'm going to do pockets with them. Just fairly basic. I probably won't do too much to them because, you know, I want to keep them sort of basic. So, but we're going to start with the more interesting stuff first, okay? All right, so I'm going to pop those over here and get started. And that envelope can go over there too. So let's do the pockets first, shall we? Now I'm not really sure what I'm going to do on these. How have you all been? It's a corner tuck. I hope you've been well. I have had my moments. I've been okay, but yes, I have had my moments of trial and error. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep these as basic as I can. So I've got a whole lot of digital ephemera here, so I'm going to look at this to pick a piece out. It's a bit big. It is a little bit big. That gets lost. That may work. No. Possibly. Oh, that's sweet. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe. Okay. we've got enough choices. Yeah, I've not been too bad. I haven't been up to too much. I had to do an errand or two, so that's really all I've done when I've had to go out. I haven't sort of done anything exciting. I'm planning on to over the weekend, and next week I'm going to go off and do some bits and pieces. So, I don't know, we'll see. I'll just cut them all out, and then I'll what does Rachel say? She says she auditions, so I'll just cut them all out and I'll audition them. Yeah, so I haven't done anything exciting, which is really you know, a bit blah. But the solar eclipse kind of threw me a little bit. I am very, very ruled by the moon. I do find that at different times of the moon phases, I have my ups and downs, and my emotions, my feelings about things sort of fluctuate. And that's so, even though I'm not in the northern hemisphere, the eclipse did affect me. You know, I mean, just because I'm in the southern hemisphere doesn't mean that I wouldn't have any effects from it. You know, I'm on Earth. We all have the same moon and sun. So, yeah, it was really weird. The first eclipse that we had back at the end of March, I didn't really feel any effects at all, but this time around I certainly did. So that was really weird, and I had 2 days of absolute aggravation. I was just aggravated at anything and everything. And luckily I live at home, because I would have been probably not real good to live around at the time. But I worked it out. I do like that on there. I do like that. Some of what I went through last year, I like that too, was brought up again. To, like, no one brought it up to me. It just happened. I do like that one too. It was kind of like, you know, no, kind of like it happened yesterday. So I was feeling so upset and so emotional, and just, yeah, not really. I don't like any of them on there apart from that one. And I'm not really sure. They're so busy. I'm going to leave them. I might just put some music sheet on there. And some paper. Makes it really, really busy. That's just strange. Yeah, and I got so uptight with everything. And it took me a while to work through it, because there's no point in I'm going to pop that there. It's a bit difficult with this particular masterboard. Oh, never mind. I had to work through everything, and I did in the end, and I managed to get to the root cause of why I had, was thinking of all this stuff, why it was affecting me so much, because I thought I'd already worked through it, pretty much, like maybe not completely, but I pretty much had. But I think that's just it, because I hadn't completely worked through it. It was coming back up to me. It wasn't going to let me alone until I did sort it out. And so I had to. I didn't have a choice. So now I wouldn't say I'm completely healed from it all that trauma, but never mind, it'll happen. But I feel 100% better than what I was feeling even before the eclipse. So, but also from the eclipse, there were other things that I had to address. And one of those things was what I do and my discontent with what I'm doing. My discontent with my junk journal hobby business. My discontent with my art and lack of being seen. And why am I got bubbles on there? That's not good. And yeah, I had to work through that as well, and that was really hard, because it all of this sort of stuff means, you've got to be really, really honest with yourself, like brutally honest with yourself. You can't just pretend that you know what it is, and that everything's hunky-dory, and it's not. And yeah, you really do have to allow yourself the time to let it just be. Okay. And so I did. And I guess one of the things that came out of all that was the fact that, yeah, I'm just really not overly happy with the way things are going. Well, I wasn't. I am, but I felt that I wasn't. I don't know if any of this is making any sense to you. It's probably not meant to, so I'm just going to ramble here while I'm working. Something to do, and pass the time away. And I got to think, well, why am I thinking that my journals aren't? Why am I thinking that nothing's successful? Why am I always constantly worried about whether I'm, doing okay with this, and whether my channel is okay, and whether people like it or not. And okay, so if I'm that's all from an egotistical point of view, and I'm not liking it. But the thing is, if I'm not liking it, then geez, that was tough. I've got to do something about it. So it's another thing. did I put the other? Oh no, pop that there. What can I do about it? You know, that was my main thing that I'm going to be thinking about. And what's my agenda behind me doing the junk journals? Do I have an agenda? Am I doing it for a specific reason? And, you know, all this sort of stuff kept coming up in my mind. Like that. And yeah, I guess I just had to really sort of try and work it all out. Which took me longer actually than my other issue. I don't know. I'm just looking while I'm talking, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I did have a hard time with it. I had a very hard time. So what was the reason for me wanting to do junk journals? Because, you know, I am an artist, and I think I've, you know, if you've followed me for a while, you would already know that. So, it's not going to work. No. Okay. So you would already know that I am an artist. I was doing painting and drawing, and I was starting to really get into the flow of all that, and then I stopped and came back to the junk journals. So I went against my initial plan for the year, which was and for last year, was to concentrate on my art and try to, you know, get that working really well for me. And I sort of went against the plan, you know. It's like, I've got to have control. And we can't always have control over what we don't know. I'm a believer in the universe, God, and I'm, you know, believe in all that sort of stuff. So if you don't, just turn the sound off. Okay. So going back to, you know, being you know, was I being egotistical? Was I thinking that way? Probably to some extent I was. You know, everyone goes through stages of that. That's part of life. It's a part of learning. And then I, you know, thought a bit more about it, and kind of came to the conclusion that I'm not necessarily trying to think of the words. I don't know. I can't think of the words. I've got to think about it for a minute. Use this. I use this? Yeah, I'll use a little bit. I kind of came to the conclusion that I wasn't really being egotistical, and I wasn't doing this necessarily for money. Like I do want to earn a little bit from it, but it's not, to me, getting money from what I do is not the be all and end all. If anyone sort of thinks that they're going to make lots of money off of something like this, like doing YouTube, you know, that's not necessarily going to happen. YouTube's not easy, and it does take quite a bit of one's time, and followers don't necessarily just drop in your lap, so to speak. So, you know, you don't come on YouTube hoping to have instant money. You don't start creating things hoping that you're going to sell things straight away, you know, especially if you've never made it before. I mean, I've done this sort of thing before in the past, not necessarily junk journals, but the way I embellish is nothing new to me, because I used to do this on clothing, with textiles and vintage sewing notions and stuff. So none of this type of thing, collage, is new to me. But having said that, what I'm doing is something I haven't done before. The junk journals, I haven't made junk journals in the past. And so you're a new kid on the block type of thing, if you know what I mean. And you have to allow people the time to get to know you. And you've got to do this sort of thing just simply, first and foremost, because you love it. You love doing it. I love to create. I love creating. Now that is a pocket, and I'm not going to be able to put a thumb hole in there, but that's okay. Never mind. I had all this sorted out in my head before how I was going to say all this, and it sounded really good earlier, but something happens when I get in front of at the desk and I know I'm talking to somebody out there. I find it really difficult to get my words out so that they make sense and it all runs smoothly. You know, the semantics of it all is good. But I'm not doing very well with that, am I? Okay, so I haven't used this in ages. So, yeah, first and foremost, I have started doing this because I really enjoyed it. When the first things I made, I really enjoyed them. And a friend of mine was doing this, and I really liked what she was creating. And I wanted to give it a go and like add that to my creative outlet, because I don't like to just do one thing. And so that's why I started. And I feel that I have got an ability to be able to share what my knowledge with others. so that I can pass on some knowledge and, you know, share the love, so to speak. So that's why that's one of the reasons why I started the YouTube. And the other reason is because, you know, like I said, I do want to earn some money from this. You know, if anything, that my hobby will pay for itself. I don't need to earn sheep stations. It'd be nice. I'd like to earn a bit more than that. And I'll just leave that up to the universe as to what I do get out of it, sort of thing. But yeah, I've got my stuff on Etsy, and so creating the creating the channel was because I wanted somewhere where I could post a flip through of my journals so that people could get a really good view of them, of the work that has gone into them and the love that has gone into them and the level of resources that has gone into them, and get an idea of the level of skill that has gone into them. So that's why I created the channel, because on Etsy, the little video space they give you is 1 minute long. And, you know, for some of these journals, they're gator mouse. They take way longer than a minute to show it off. And yeah, so that's really the only reason, I think, why I created the channel. In the beginning, it was to show people what I can do. Maybe they can learn something from it, you know, maybe they can also get something out of it, and to show my work so that I could place it somewhere for possible interested people to see it. So I didn't start the channel to make instant hundreds and thousands of subscribers, to instantly be monetized. I mean, I know that I could do, but that's not my actual agenda for starting. But in saying that, I would like, you know, if people do find my channel and they do like what I make, they don't mind the videos, that they will like my video and watch it all the way through. Hopefully watch it all the way through. Hopefully give me a thumbs up, and if at all possible, give me a comment. But I rarely get comments, and I'm well aware that it can be a long while before that happens. And I really get, you know, a thumbs up on my channel. So, and I know too that can be a long time before it happens. So, yeah, it's work on these. You have to keep things in perspective. I think that, you know, if anything, that's what I'm trying to say. And over this, over last week, that's one of the things that came through to me loud and clear, was Jen. Remember to keep things in perspective. You know, like I started the channel, it started to do okay. It petered out a little bit. I had some time away. I've been, it's sort of fluctuated here and there. I haven't been overly consistent. And people like consistency. So, you know, it's kind of like when you go to a market to sell, you might not sell anything for the first 3 or 4 times you go. Then you might start to slowly sell something, but you know, you just need to stick it out. People like to know that you're going to be consistent and that, you know, you're going to post reasonably regularly, or, you know, if you're at a market, you're going to sell reasonably regularly. And because they begin to, some people begin to rely on you being there. They like to see you there, and it's a funny market. I've been marketing to some degree in various venues, face-to-face venues, for many years, on and off, probably 20 years, if not more. Actually, more. Yeah, around about 20 years. We'll say that. And there's one thing I've learnt. Nothing like that changes. It doesn't change. People want to know that you're going to be consistently there for them. You know, there's some YouTubers that I watch that I actually, you know, I hang out to see them if I know that they've been off for a while. And I don't know because, you know, they don't always say. And, you know, I'm constantly waiting for them to come back. Because I enjoy what they provide. The videos they do, I learn something from them. I guess that's what it is. And if they're talking about certain things other than their life, I learn from that too. So I'm, you know, I'm getting something out of them. The video. Now what will I pop here on this side here? Will I do anything? Yes, I will. I've got all those things in here. You know, I really do want for people to like and comment too if they can do my videos, but you know, if they can't, they can't. No. Cough syrup. Don't know if I want that there. I often share my videos into a junk journal group that I'm in on Facebook, and I'm not going to cut that out. I'm going to leave it as is, except for that side there, just the very edge. Yeah, I often share my videos into that group, and they you know, I don't make a point of saying, you know, please, you know, follow me there, like and like the video, comment on it, because that's not what the group's about. The group is more so for helping each other. Sorry, I've got a dry mouth. It's not really meant to be one that you advertise yourself on. You're not really supposed to do that. If the video has got some value, then that's fair enough. But I have had people go watch the video, which is wonderful. I so do appreciate it. But then they come back to the group and comment on the thread and like the thread when, you know, and I'm grateful for that too. But you know what? Can you like the video? It's okay. I'm grateful for anything. Yeah, I'm going to put that there, but first I need to cut some of this off. So, yeah, I had to sort of work out a few, and like with my art, I've had my art in an Etsy shop for a long while now. And I haven't had any movement in that shop. None whatsoever. I have not even really had any favourites on any of my artworks, and it's been really disheartening. So I've stopped giving it my attention. However, that's going to change because, like I said, you do this because you love doing it, not for the validation or the adoration or for the likes or for the money or anything like that. You do it because you really do enjoy doing what you do. And a lot of these YouTubers on here, no matter what they're doing, if they've got thousands of subscribers and they're getting loads of comments on a regular basis and they're monetized, they've been on YouTube for a long, long time to get to that point. And I constantly tell myself that I'm well aware of that. I've been well aware of that since the beginning. So, and it's kind of the same with Etsy or a website. Other people who do stuff similar to you, they've had to go through the same thing. So this has been all my quandary for the last, it was last week. It's not so much this week. Last week and over the weekend. Yeah. So, you know, so I would really love to know that you have, you know, been able to take something away from the video. That where's my other ones? Other long ones. I do not know where they are. What to do with those? Oh, there they are. I've got tickets everywhere. I didn't have the right container to put them all in. So I've got bits and pieces everywhere. Yeah, so, sorry, I was trying to concentrate on what I was doing. Can't do two things at once sometimes. Okay. Oh, I've got bad sinus too. It's annoying me. Yeah, so if you liking the video, please if you've taken the time to watch the video, take an extra second to hit the thumbs up button for me. It'll help get my video out there to more people, and hopefully I can share my process with more people. And if you have got an extra couple of seconds, throw me a comment if you've got something to say about the video. That would be good too. Alright, so what am I going to do with this one? Treasures hidden away. Here we go. First I need to find the main piece. This is not exactly what I was looking for, but it will do. I'll take that. And I might take that. I went to visit a friend today. She hasn't been well, poor thing. She's actually she's had a really tough time for the last couple of years, and her husband he's not been well. He's had cancer and is having treatment for it, and then he goes in remission, and then something else, they find something else. Yesterday you had some cancer spots taken out, and yeah, just totally really feel for him. And then, you know, she's going through all this stuff, and she sends me home with her homemade cottage pie. It's like, thank you so much. You should be thinking of, you know, yourself, not thinking of me. But no, see, that's what she's like that. Okay, what have I got here? Yeah, so I had that for lunch when I come back. Dinner. So I have my lunch and dinner around 2 in the afternoon most days. And I was talking about all this with her today. And yeah, so it was nice to have someone to vent my thoughts to. You're getting a much more subdued vent. So, you know, we did a bit of sharing of each other's woes. Okay, now I forgot to put paper under that. Okay, no biggie. We will just add some. Yes, I had her shepherd's pie. It was so yummy. And I sent her a message and told her thank you again and that. So caught up on all the gossip. Talked about it, how we're really upset with, we don't like watching the news, and we don't like watching, well, I used to like watching lots of animal rescue, like, you know, cats and dogs and stray ones and ones that have been abused and what have you, but now I can't. It just upsets me way too much. And the news is just, it's frustrating me no end. And she was saying the same thing. I don't know, it's not really the look that I was going for. So, where's those little ones that I had? I'm sure I put them in here. No? It's not really what I was aiming for. No, it's got to go down there. I made beef stroganoff yesterday. It was the best. Well, I don't know if it's the best I've ever made. I can't remember. It's been that long since I've had beef stroganoff. Probably at least 10 years, if not longer. Now, I am going to set those off, I think. Oh, get off me. Okay. Now, I can't really put that lace there. That was silly, wasn't it? I've been in my art room. I spent 2 days in my, at least 2 days in my art room. I created a art journal that I can use to do journaling, art, and get off there. And do some journal entries in it, you know, write about all the things that I'm grateful for. I don't know if I want to put that on there now. Sorry, I had to think about that for a minute. I don't know. It kind of does need something else, I think. I think it does. Oh, where's the end? Oh my God. Went and visited a friend the other day. So, you know, I do sort of get out, but it's, you know, nothing overly. Going to visit my friends it's good, you know, it's exciting to, or it's not so much exciting, but it's nice to catch up with them and, you know, just to touch base, especially if I haven't seen them for a long time, like the friend I saw today. But the other friends that I went and saw the other day, I'll see them on a bit of a regular basis. So, you know, it's nothing really new. Yeah. And do I want to put, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to staple. I have got my crocodile now, but liking the staples at the moment on things. So this U-Butte stapler is a bit tricky getting it in the right place. I do love it. I'll show you in a minute. It is kind of special. I got it for Christmas in my Christmas box from a friend. And it's like antique around the base. I don't know if you can really see it. It's got like engravings around it. It's lovely. And it only takes little staples. There. Okay, I've got to check the time. Okay, I need to stop because we've run out of time. So I didn't do a lot of what's in my box. So I did those two and 3 pockets. And I showed you what I did yesterday. So this is an extension of yesterday. So in 2 days I've got a little bit of a stack of stuff. So I will do another video tomorrow, and I'm not sure what it will be. It won't be another what's in my box. It'll be something different. Actually, I was given a really cool idea by a friend the other day, so I might actually do that. She hasn't got a channel, and I said to her, oh geez, I'm going to have to do that. Can I do it on the channel? And she said yes. So I'm going to do it. Probably tomorrow I'll get it all sorted out and we'll do it. Okay? Bye for now, everyone. Peaceful blessings to you all. And have lots of fun crafting. And please, if you do think of it, give me a thumbs up and, you know, maybe a comment. But your watching the video is wonderful as well. Thank you. Bye for now.